let's hit it because it's timely enough to do so.
Let's do it.
So Fantastic Four First Steps dropped its second overall trailer, first full length, if you will, trailer. So we got to see obviously more of each character. We got the confirmation that Susan Richards is indeed pregnant with what we will know to be, or who we will know to be as Franklin Richards. That was a rumor that was just confirmed.
They didn't confirm Franklin. They didn't confirm Val.
Franklin is the older of the two.
Oh, Franklin is the older one.
Yep.
Why did I think Valerie was the older one?
Well, personality-wise, like Franklin is a lot less mature than Val.
Right.
Even though he's older.
Oh, maybe that's why.
Val is a much more like pragmatic, sterile, black and white. And sterile sounds like a mean word, but she's just very calculated in how she evaluates issues. And Franklin he's honestly like more like Johnny. You would imagine him being as a youth, but let's just go. Let's just do it. Yeah, YOLO. Let's do this. Let's tango. So I think that's why there's that hang up, because I share it with you. Beans, what were some highlights for you coming out of this trailer?
It's nice to see how these guys are presented in their world. Because they have toys, they have merch.
Yep.
They are
popular heroes.
They are
highly known and beloved.
Highly regarded.
Yes.
And it's a nice little change of pace because they are a family. You see them grouping together. It's a little bit different than the Avengers dynamic, where it's a bunch of different people that group up for a common threat. Like, these are legitimate poster 1960s heroes, essentially.
Yep.
We have boots on the ground with Galactus.
Ooh, big boots.
I'm glad we got nothing with him too.
Right?
I'm glad.
We're just getting teases. We're still getting the shadow, the feet.
The only thing I would have loved here to add to this trailer would just be his voice.
Yeah, totally agree.
Galactus is coming.
Totally agree.
Like that. And you're just like, oh!
Yep.
So, I'm glad to see some of the power sets this time around, because we didn't see Mr. Fantastic stretch whatsoever in the teaser.
No stretch.
So to see him actually in action looks good.
Yep.
The Thing, obviously, we saw him cooking and stuff in the first one, but now we're seeing him in actual motion here, lifting up the car for a bunch of kids because they just asked him to.
Like which one? The green one?
Yeah, exactly. Okay, I'm vibing with it.
Yep.
Human Torch. We actually did get to see him flame on.
There we go.
Perfect. It looks good.
Yep.
I told you I'm not sold on the cast as a whole. So, I think
again, fair.
I think that will change when I watch the movie. Because to me, I told you it feels like it's a knockoff cast. Okay, it just does to me. So, and I think it's a nod more to the original movie that I had growing up with, because that was brilliantly cast. So you could make the argument that the Invisible Woman was the weakest link, and now we're in a different time where I think she's probably the strongest.
Correct.
Out of the four.
Totally agree.
So it's a weird swap in that sense.
Yeah.
So I think it'll just come with time and seeing the movie to actually get a full judgment. I will wait to make that.
Yep.
So
you're coming at that from a really healthy place, I think.
Silver Surfer. We did get
got a lot of Silver Surfer in this trailer after none of Silver Surfer in previous trailer.
I still think I'm with the original. I think the original one looks well. No, I mean like even just from the shininess in the look of the first one, I think looks better. I think this one. I think this current one's a little too detailed in the face.
Interesting.
Does that make sense?
Okay. I see. Yeah, I'm reflecting back on that Fantastic Four. It was the second Fantastic Four movie, and was it Rise of the Silver Surfer? I think was the title. I see your point. I see where you're coming from there. Okay.
It's a little too detailed. I would like it a little bit more smooth.
Voiced by the immaculate Lawrence Fishburne.
Yeah. Oh, that's who voiced Silver Surfer? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I know the guy from Smallville, Lex Luthor, was the body, correct?
Oh, gosh. I actually don't remember.
I'm pretty sure he's the body.
That would make sense.
So, yeah,
Michael Rosenbaum.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, gosh.
So I'm like, again, I think it'll be fine. We got no hint of Doctor Doom in this. No hint.
Yep.
So I'm curious to see if he even has a role in this movie.
Yeah.
And because it's got to be RDJ, right? Is it RDJ's Doom? You think? We don't know.
We genuinely do not.
So I'm curious to see how Victor plays into this, if at all, because it will feel weird if he's absent with how connected he is to the Four. So.
Yeah, that's kind of the what I want to say. It's
a good and a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's a good and a bad thing for sure.
I think we can have a great Fantastic Four movie, particularly first movie, without Doom having a role of any prominence.
I agree.
And you can't continue to make Fantastic Four movies without Doom being involved in some capacity. Right. Sometimes more, sometimes less, but the specter of Doom is always present for the Fantastic Four, for Reed in particular, but therefore for the entire Fantastic Four as well.
I'm also hoping we get to see some of their former triumphs, if you will, just because of how well regarded these people are.
Yep, how well established.
I kind of want to see. It would be cool to have one little clip of Mr. Fantastic punching Mole Man in the face.
I was just gonna say Mole Man.
Mole Man's a perfect one to just, you don't have to kill, but you can keep him around to come back, right? Yeah. He would be a good one to just pull out.
Right.
Some other Fantastic Four villains.
Oh gosh, Mole Man,
the Wizard.
Namor is always, he's another one of those, not villains per se, but the anti-hero that has plenty of both collaboration and conflict with the Fantastic Four. But no, the Wizard.
The Wizard has a very punchable face. I feel like that's a good one to just be like, we beat that guy.
Extremely. Where it gets a little weird, but Nihilus in the negative zone.
See, I don't want that one.
Yeah,
that's the one I'm like, don't show. You need to get some of the campy 1960s villains. Mole Man and the Wizard are perfect for that. Those big enough triumphs.
Yeah, no question.
Where the public be like, these guys.
Yeah. I think we're going to enjoy the heck out of Reed and Sue being established as a married couple.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's a great spot to pick up their character arcs from. I'm calling it right now. You're going to love the cast. Where you're at is perfectly fine. Stay there because it's just going to allow your modest expectations to be delightfully exceeded. But there is no question that Vanessa Kirby as Sue Storm, she's at the top right there. She's an absolute stud. So pretty phenomenal casting. I think you are right in that, hey, this is a alternative casting of sorts, and in a quite literal way, we're getting the alternate universe version of these characters. So there's some element of that makes sense. But the more that we see them, the more I think they're not going to feel like an alternate universe set of these characters. It's going to feel like, no, this is our universe's Fantastic Four. I think Joseph Quinn's going to be an absolute delight. Ebon Moss-Bachrach is going to be wonderful as Ben Grimm. Pedro Pascal's the one that's going to have to grow on me. I love Pedro. Love him. It just is going to feel, the one that's going to take the longest for me to get used to as his particular character.
Again, and for me, it's not that I have a problem with any of the actors or actresses. It's just like, this just doesn't seem like it was the fit. It feels like you took a puzzle piece and tried to fit it into a hole that it didn't fit into.
Yeah, still agree with that. I do. I love that they didn't show us too much. They showed us more. The point of a trailer is to create two things: awareness, so that you actually know the movie exists, and then interest, going, I want to go see that.
Yep.
That's it. You don't have to give away significant elements of the story in order for me to come see this movie, or for anybody to come see this movie. You just have to let us know, when's it coming out? We'll be there. So just gets me that much more excited for the summer. We're getting closer and closer every day. It's going to be a blast with Superman and Fantastic Four coming out on back-to-back weekends. Whoa, what fun that's going to be.
Wait, we're going to be busy.
Yeah, in the best of ways.
It's going to be awesome.
In the best of ways. All right.